Comparing the official record with the story, some inconsistencies emerged. Carolina Case Files made a follow-up video, noting an error they made in the timestamp of the call, and explaining that in the 4 years that had passed, the witness no longer had the photo evidence, because he wanted to move past this incident forever. The host, Rusty Martin, assured the audience that this was definitely a recorded incident, just as described. No hoaxing. They had obtained the 911 recording and police reports through regular investigative channels. They also recreated the trip along the same route while playing the extended version of the call. The timeline matched. The police apparently had used a drone to search for reported entities, but found nothing. It's one thing to claim to see a roadside ghost, one of many thousands of similar experiences reported worldwide. I have nothing to say about that other than it's interesting. But the truck entity is really intriguing. If not for the recording, I'd have a hard time imagining anything like the second part of this account really occurred. We can speculate all day about what reasonably might have happened. That's not the point. The point is the story is being interpreted as an encounter with a pale crawler, a rake, a shrink-wrapped humanoid monster, and people are eating it up. I'm not going to dance around the fact that rakes are made-up monsters. There is a whole genre of hairless, elongated humanoids, including Slender Man, gray aliens, the Tall Man, etc. Its name comes from its rake-like claws. We know the rake is fiction. It was created in 2005, when writers on 4chan collaborated to create a monster. And it caught on. It became a pop cryptid, usually supernatural, always menacing. It's a form that people seem to see a lot, just like the hairy man. Stories, art, and videos are shared every day about the array of pale crawlers. That form fits this story exactly. I don't know what this driver saw, and we likely will never know. This tale does not make the rake real. Could a deer or another animal have run into his truck? Was he already so upset that he misinterpreted the awful incident that followed the first? How can we account for his description of the monster's face and height? We can't. We can only speculate. I won't do that. This story has legs. It will inject megawatts of energy into the haunted lore of this area. There is little value in making the effort to explain it, because most people don't want an explanation. They want the story. This gripping, amazing account is what it is, a real-life paranormal tale.
That evening, a call came into our 911 dispatch of an individual standing on the side of the road, and it appeared to be bleeding. Now, he stated he was traveling 55 or 60 mile an hour, so I can see how traveling at that speed in the dark, it would be difficult to exactly identify what he saw. But he stated that it looked like a human being standing there with streaks of blood coming down. It is very hard to listen to that call, to that 911 tape, without becoming somewhat unnerved. It actually bothered me the first time that I heard it.
Hoosier County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
Okay, where are you at, sir?
I'm on 210. I just crossed the Black River. I'm heading towards 53 East. I just passed Patriots Watch.
Okay, so you're over near Morse Creek?
Yes.
Okay. And did you saw a man standing on the side of the road?
What the?
What was that, sir?
That's a human! That's a human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the back of my truck!
Okay, what's in the road?
No, it's not in the road, it's in my truck! In the bed!
There's something in the bed of your truck?
Yes, ma'am, I just turned on my bed light for my truck and there's something in my bed.
Okay, sir, when you say something, what do you mean?
I just knocked it off of the bed of my truck and went over my roof.
Okay, what was it?
According to the CAD notes and the deputy reports, this thing jumped into the back of his pickup truck and began to actually beat on the top of the cab of his truck. You could actually hear something beating on the top of the truck. The caller stated that it was beating and scratching on the top of the cab of his truck. He actually stated that he was able to engage his bed light and was able to somewhat identify this object that was in the back of his truck. At some point, he was able to slam on his brakes, and the force of inertia actually threw this thing out over his hood and onto the highway, where this thing stood up in the roadway, made its way to the wood line, and disappeared.